Hey, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And my name is Yashwant, and I'm from KnowledgeHut. And as you all know, that KnowledgeHut is one of our global upskilling platform focused on delivering practical and industry-aligned learning for today's professionals. To give you a quick sense of our scale and impact, so we have trained around 500,000 plus professionals, with partnered with 4,500 plus enterprise. And along with that, we have reached learners across 100 countries. So before we begin, just quick points for each one of you that, please keep your microphones muted to avoid the background disturbance, and feel free to use your chat for every comments or any questions. And thank you for your cooperation. So today's masterclass, we are focusing on agile salary trends. That is for 2026. So as organizations continue to adopt agile and scaled agile practices, the demand of skilled agile professionals continues to grow globally. So this session will give you an insight in how agile roles are evolving, which skills are in demand, and how salary trends are shaping across the regions and experience levels. So additionally, with this, for everyone who stays till end of this session, so you will be eligible to receive one SEU and PDU, which will be shared within 1 week after the sessions, right? So it's now give me a great pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's session, Mr. Rakesh Singh. So Rakesh Singh is one of our ex-VP for Quality and Business Excellence function over 2 decades in Siemens Software Development Center. And he's pursuing his doctoral program in specialization in Gen AI with Golden Gate University in collaboration with upGrad, and what's certified by ISB for leadership with AI. So he's also expert in methodologies for project management, lean agile, design and thinking, DevOps, and generative AI. Founding a member of global R&D for project management certification programs in Simons. So over than 3 decades, he have led business in IT infrastructure, SAP consulting, software process consulting, and system integrations. So he has delivered more than 200 corporate and public trainings in training programs in last 5 years. So delivered courses like SAFE, that is Scaled Agile, IC Agile, Project Management, and Lean for leaders. So we are excited to have you, Mr. Rakesh, and over to you.
Yashwant, thank you very much. And a very good evening to my friends online. And for those friends who are from different time zone, good afternoon and good morning to you. There's some introduction I have already been given. Just wanted to emphasize that my association with Agile has been for about 2 decades. That's where the Agile thing started, and I've seen it grow over a period of time. And last 5 years, I have been teaching Agile, while before I was a head of uh, quality and business excellence, trying all kinds of processes that we have seen in last 2.5 decades. Agile has been the longest, and of course, off late for last 10 years, SAFE has been the most important all of them. So it is pleasure for me to talk. So let's have the slides. So,
Yes,
okay, so let me start. Yeah, so let me start talking about Agile salary and trends, what to expect in 2026. So this is a slide which basically talks about a study done by the government of India, one of the Niti Aayog and NASSCOM, which did a kind of study of what kind of a job scenario is going to be in the coming years. And obviously, the major emphasis was on the AI part. And one of the biggest statement given by them was the way that the work is going to change. There'll be change in worker because of that, and there'll be change in the workforce. So the sum of this summary of this study was, and I can share information on this report. You can see there will be some new jobs coming up, and some old jobs will be going. But one of the basic message of this report was that we have to find out, build how to build a new AI-based products and how to use AI to build products. So it's going to be impacting in both the ways. So I'd like to give you some kind of a big overall profile that how the agile has been adopted across. Like as I said, my association is about 2 weeks, 2 decades, and what we see is that uh, the way agile has evolved over a period of time, it has kind of reached some kind of a plateau. In some areas, it's still growing, and that also had impacted the roles. So we'll see how exactly the situation was in 25 and will be in 2026. And I'll be spending quite a bit of time on that because that gives you the idea of what is the salary trend and why they are going in that kind of direction. So I'll talk about salary trend as well. And what most important thing is that if you look at the people who are the employers and the recruiters, what is that they are looking for? What is that is the focus area? And you need to be really prepared for that. And in what way and what areas you need to look at the agile values. So let's look at how agile adoption had taken across different regions of the world and how was it in 25 and how it is going to be in 26. So if you look at the North America part, so most of the frameworks like scaled agile frameworks, they have kind of reached some kind of a mature status. And the focus has been how they can integrate with DevOps and cloud native development environment. So the focus more has been on getting the productivity across the pipeline, as we say, and not just the product development cycle. And 2026 is going to be where they are going to focus on ROI. So value stream management, if you do some of the portfolio management and other activities, value free stream management is a approach of evaluating and focusing on that part of the organization where you maximize your ROI from a business point of view. So getting ROI will be a higher focus going forward. Looking at Europe, Europe traditionally has been where the hybrid model has been more acceptable. I have been with Siemens and I've seen, there's a lot of hardware, software, firmware, a lot of cross-discipline products are there. So they prefer hybrid model because that also helps them in their regulatory compliance like GDPR, Artificial Intelligence Act, which has come up now. And going forward, they'll possibly put more effort on the green agile part. Green and climate changes and all that thing is very important in Europe. There are a lot of regulations there, so that also will get a big importance. Coming to India and ASPAC region, uh, what we see a trend that people like when they were adapting agile, the focus was to follow the practice. Possibly they didn't question what was the best for their organization and also whether they're following agile, with a conviction or just as a practice. So what is going to happen is that the maturity and the demands are going to increase, and it's quite likely in future there'll be more strategic role to the Global Development Center in India. And so the maturity level, the leadership level of people like Agile Coach or Scrum Master, the demands are going to be higher. So it's a positive trend. It's just that you will be tested for a higher level of skill, something like a hyper agile environment. Looking at the Middle East and Africa area, there we do get a lot of students coming from there as well on our classes. So we see that there is a lot of thrust coming from their government trying to promote them. The things which are more important for them is the cultural challenges. Agile implementation, if you see, there's a lot of cultural aspects also involved. So the cultural adjustment are also important over there. So if I look at how it is working across, let's say, industry. So, what are the industry where agile has been adopted and where it is going to be adopted? So, what you see is that, of course, the tech and IT have been the major places where you go for software development. That's a major area of employment and product development. And again, there the focus has been on uh, uh, the pipeline going on the cloud, making sure that continuous integration and deployment is taking place. And slowly, they are going to be moving towards no code agility. So, no code, though it is right now, there's a mixed feeling, but no code is something which is expected to be taken up so that more and more people will get into product development, even though they may not be aware of coding practices. BFSI, the focus is going to be more on customer centricity. So, fintech industry, you will see it's a highly competitive industry. So, you take it insurance, banking, uh, the kind of products are there and the kind of competition is there. Uh, we have the customization and customer journeys, like the experience that customer has with the bank, that is going to get the highest focus. And of course, the compliance is going to be very important. And and when you look at the AI, the most of the processes will be handled by AI. You already see that call centers are more and more affected by a chatbot and other areas which are coming up, and so that's going to be very important. Coming down to manufacturing, if you are associated with manufacturing organization, uh, things like digital twins, something which can help them in prototyping or simulation modeling, and also integration of supply chain. These are important applications which are coming up. So operational agility. Manufacturing is a very, I would say, investment oriented business. So operational agility will be most important factor here. Healthcare, uh, patient flow management. So how do you manage movement of patient, whether it is in the operational areas or it is in the OPD areas? So how do you manage your patient? Because this is also either it's a resource constraint or it is a highly competitive environment that healthcare is also the business has become. And another the area where which is going to be more and more impacted in terms of software development products required is to achieve some kind of a faster approval for their devices or drugs, cut down the cycle time for approvals, not just development, but getting the approvals. If you are dealing with the FDA or regulations from healthcare, you will see that sometime the approval cycles are pretty longer. So you want to make sure that the automation are there is happening there so that approval times are also coming down. One message in this is that from tech IT and BFSI, things are going to move more, other areas are also going to catch up in terms of consumption or being software dependent. So going forward, now let's look at the functional areas. Yeah. So in addition to engineering, which I'm not covering here, so engineering is has been or software development has been the major area where people get employed. But from an agile perspective, you will see that marketing functions, HR functions, finance and operational functions will also follow some of the agile methodologies. Okay, so having certain marketing campaigns which are automated, workflow automated. So and it is not just the tools that they are using it, but the marketing team is trying to catch up with how they work, how what is the workflow that they follow. They will also require some kind of an agility in their processes. Going forward, this is going to pick up a lot more. The content creation will be much wider, faster, and they also need to be very dynamic, looking at the cycle time and competition that we are facing. Already in HR, we see that many HR organizations are using a lot of automated processes in terms of recruitment, in terms of talent acquisition, talent management. So this process is going to be going further. And in SAFE, you will see there's a Agile for HR and HR for Agile. Yeah. So HR, the role of Agile competencies or roles in HR operations is also going to grow up in the future. In my one of the previous master class, I had talked a little bit more about that, something similar to financial and operational as well. So people are going to be more value oriented, outcome oriented, and also looking at something which is customer centric, and those aspects are going to be very important. And the roles that you are going to have will require a good experience in those areas and good exposure and also knowledge in those domains. Okay, so this was about how Agile is going to be in different geographical areas, industries, and functional areas. Uh, so this is about the roles. What kind of roles that we see? Is there any transition in the roles, or they are going to be remaining the same? So let's look at some of the roles that we have been talking about. Will there be a changes in those roles? So let's look at examples in North America. In North America, we see that the middle level roles are going to be going through some flattening. So the role of a Scrum Master or release train engineer or uh, this is a solution train engineer. So these are all mid-layer role, somewhat equivalent to a project manager, and these are going through some kind of a maturity and flattening. So what will happen is that there'll be more focus on the product side, the design side, and more on the product management side. There'll be more emphasis coming on the other side. When you come to Europe, you will have to be all the roles will be still valid, but you have to be more compliance oriented, sustainability oriented. So those kind of a knowledge is something that you'll have to look. So there may be roles like green agile leads, works council, because Europe is highly sensitive to labor laws. So as a leader or as a coach, you have to be also aware of some of those aspects as well. Looking at India, so how the roles in India is going to change. And the role of a Scrum Master is going to be more mature, leadership role, something, getting more responsibility of also project management. What I have seen is that though project management role is more associated with waterfall, but the demand for project manager has always been there. Okay, so somewhere Scrum Master and project management role is going to merge, and it will be something like agile transformation leader, and also it may be that just being a Scrum Master may not be enough. You need to be have some additional capability in terms of technical or domain knowledge. You may be required to have that as well. Middle East and Africa, you'll be more on the same level as a hybrid project manager, Scrum Master, and Agile project manager. So some of these, so project management and Scrum Master, there'll be some overlap happening in those areas. And of course, the digital change agents. So going further, as we see now how things are going to change across the industry from the role point of view, one message which is coming here is that uh, from a technology and IT point of view, as I said, that Scrum Master will be having additional, will require additional experience as a DevOps manager. You need to have some more technical knowledge, right? Maybe you should also have knowledge of AI in terms of prompt architects, AI supervisors. So we see that a lot of AI technology and tools, it's just not you are, you just know how to use chat GPT and others. You need to be very smart in using some of the prompt methods in reducing time for some of the time consuming tasks. So you spend more time on not facilitating and not just organizing things, but you're more, uh, you have a much wider scope in terms of a responsibility as a leader. Okay, so that's one thing which is Scrum Master will see a major change as we go ahead. BFSI, the journey owners means the customer journey, like customer interaction, what we call customer journey, the mapping that we talk about it. So the customer experience has to increase or improve. Then product owner role is going to be much more demanding in that respect. So it is not your focus will not be only on defining user stories and defining features, but also how exactly the customer experience has got to be impacted or has to be influenced with what you do. So you need to be more aware of that. Okay. Normally, this responsibility would have come at a customer experience professional or expert, but I would say that a product owner will also need to carry customer experience expertise or UI expertise to some extent. So, so coaches and uh, basically the coaches over here have to be more aware of the domain and the risk management and other things. So one thing that we expect coaches to be more involved in the outcome. It is not going to be a life like being a consultant and you are detached from the actual outcome. So your accountability as a coach for the outcome is also going to be seen whether you're valuable or you're not valuable. Okay, so finally, in manufacturing, you have to see it's not just software, maybe hardware and other things also maybe. So you have to look at the system level development and not just software level development. Terminology like developing digital twins will be also very important at that point of time, and healthcare. So you see that more and more domain knowledge, more and more value addition aspect, and also technology in terms of DevOps and AI and other things, you'll have to be knowledgeable enough. Okay. Any question? You want me to clarify something? I have covered quite a bit. And any question, clarification? Yeah, so I see one question here. This session is related to agile role or AI ML roles. Yeah, so I mentioned one thing. We are talking about two things. One is definitely our focus of this session is that when we talk about agile methodology and roles, how they have been performing till now and what will be in the future itself. Now, second thing, so why AI/ML is coming up here is that more and more product will be influenced by or they will be embedded by AI technologies. So you will see AI component, LLM component becoming an integral part of your products. So, okay, so your products will be more AI enabled. Number two is from the development process point of view. So even the tools that we are using it, those tools will also require AI knowledge. So that is why uh, we are definitely not talking about AI ML roles, but we are talking about how AI ML is going to influence the agile roles. Yeah. So let me see some other questions here. What is the Agile Project Manager? Agile Project Manager is a role where earlier in waterfall days, project management was a practice which was very prominent. and it got diluted because of the Scrum Master role. So there's some amount of the different companies, they looked at project management role in a different way, but the Scrum Master role was very much standard. Now we see that these two roles are likely to merge because Scrum Masters, having AI/ML tools, they will have more time to provide other support, administrative level support, or support to the sales cycle or marketing and or product management. They will have more bandwidth to provide support over there. Okay, so I'll take up some questions toward the end. Let me just try to complete the whole thing. So some questions that I have addressed, which I think was more important. Okay. Yeah. So, so similarly, roles across functional areas. So you will see that now here, I'm talking about you are required as an agile team member within a product development, and you may be also having opportunity in HR corporate functions or marketing corporate function. Yeah. So this is going beyond product development. Some of the agility and lean principles that may be required in those functions as well. So let me just move further ahead. Now, this is a slide where I have tried to collect certain data. I have put it indicative from a point of view that they are over a sample of maybe, so wherever sources that I have got it, they have given it a sample of, let's say, 200, 300 interviews or that they have done. So this is an indicator. Things may be different from a region point of view. They may be different from a market point of view, or you are in a different region, so or different location point of view. So the salaries vary a lot. Okay, but what is important here is to note which is going to be remaining stable, which is going to increase, okay, and which you may also have a premium. Yeah. So let's have a look. So what I have done is some places I have identified North America and India separately, just to get you an idea. So from the data that I could get my hands on, a Scrum Master and Agile lead delivery role is more going to be more stagnant, maybe to some extent declining. So these are the numbers. Again, as I said, this is more of data that I've got from a thing. Now, in the future, if you remember, if you remain a pure Scrum Master, you might see a decline. Okay, but if you are having some additional competency in terms of a technical area like DevOps or the product technology or domain, then you might be able to get a premium of 10%. Yeah, so that's where I have been focusing in the my previous slide. So being a pure Scrum Master, if you continue in the same way, you might see a little decline and little pressure on them. But if you have an additional competency, you have this area. In India, here, what is happening is that there is going to be a focus on value addition. When we say value addition, you are also conscious about the business reality. So when prioritization or something is going on, you also throw in your value in terms of what is good for the business. Yeah, and based on that, this has been the range, and what is going to be a senior agile delivery manager. So it's like you are more and more. In earlier days, there used to be something like release managers, right? Maybe you can take certain responsibility of a release manager or delivery manager at a higher level, and that could get you some kind of a premium. A product owner, yeah. So product owner is an interesting role, which is uh, which is going to shift a little bit from a like there's so many content generation tools are available to you now that you'll be more on which is more important, which functionality is more important, getting new ideas, solving new problems, those kind of things, not exactly just defining the functionality and features and user story, but also looking at the value part or the benefit part of it, and being more strategic in the so. So the more you are value addition, problem solving mode, more experience and exposure mode, yes, there is a premium available to you. Okay, so this is likely to grow, and it's just that the nature of the job is going to be changing. Definitely the AIPO, so any product owner or product manager who is very well conversant with AI tools, Gen AI tools, they can actually demand premium going further. Yeah. So in India, likely to go further, 5 to 9. In India, I think the maybe it's lagging a little behind in terms of a general expectation from a product owner. But as I take training, I think people are now catching on to knowledge of AI and other things. They are also catching. But it's more of a, as I said, it's more of a problem solving and exposure than just a pure, as we say, pure role of a product owner. Agile coach. This is an interesting area. Uh, there'll be some impact of flattening of the middle layer, we say. It's going to be very stable. Agile coach roles are going to be very stable, and going further, you have to be more of a strategy consultant, as we say. uh, so many times you will see that agile coach, they are more focused on the, let's say, their knowledge of the process, but how does it apply to the business? And if, let's say, your client is your customers or your projects are finding difficulty, when they have to make choices, and you are able to help them in taking those decision and choices, you don't leave it to them. That becomes a strategic element, and I think that will be something very important for you. AI literacy will be crucial. Yeah. So this is where I say that more and more tools will be. So whether to use the tools or not to use the tools, what are the dangers? Some awareness will be very helpful to you. And what we see in the last one is the digital transformation lead. Now, this word I have brought it from the is that uh, there's a background here that in India, some of the development center, particularly GCC, and some of the companies which are product oriented, I think you could see that there are many startup coming up. There are many product oriented companies coming up. So that will also raise the expectation from the transmission lead and the senior position. So this will be not pure delivery job, but also pure, it's also a business understanding of the business domain, customer orientation. So all that also will be important. And so you see the word value stream. The global value stream is you may be interacted with an organization. If you're a GCC, obviously you have to be in a different geographical location, working with different teams, and you may be handling out of India some of the transformation project across the globe. So that's why it's a digital global transformation lead. So that is this salary trend that we talk about. And so let me now give certain closing comments. I have talked about how agile adoption is happening, how agile roles are getting transformed, and what is the salary expectations are going to change. And so there are some areas where I have identified that you can actually, by focusing on certain competency, you can actually go for certain premiums over the agile role. So in BFSI, uh, I'm just giving an example, or algorithmic trading. So if you have a knowledge of algorithmic trading and fraud detection, because these are very sensitive to the success of the organization. If there is a fintech company and they are not doing one of these, they may not be in the market. So when you're building a product for them, you have to be very sensitive about some of these technologies. You can't say that this is for somebody else. Uh, Healthcare, pharma, scale agile frame or adoption. Maybe this industry is still in an adoption phase, not exactly in that other phase. Manufacturing, knowledge of IoTs and digital twins. So some of these knowledges can also be getting you certain premiums. HR and marketing, AI-enabled workflow automation. So this is a very favorite topic which is going to be there in 2026. There'll be a lot of, on LinkedIn, you'll see a lot of agents and other things are coming up. Of course, a lot of companies are doing their workflow automation using them. And that may be also an additional reason for having a premium. So, so let me just wind up my talk by giving you two different inputs. One is what is the recruiter will be looking for. Okay, so one of the things that is a change in your attitude. The change in attitude is from a process purist to outcome and experience. So, so when I go for an interview, what is the exposure that I had, what problem that I have sorted out, what kind of a complexity I have worked in, and what is the learning that I have done on from my experiences, rather than just knowing what the process demands. AI fluency going beyond copilots. So you have to be much more beyond just doing chatbot and other tools. Your knowledge has to be a little higher on that. Data literacy. So it is expected that thanks to some of the analysis tools that are available, when you are trying to improve the productivity of your and there's a focus on productivity competition, then obviously you need much more data and insight into data and understanding of data for really taking those decisions. So that's very going to be important. And then in addition to agile, domain or technology. So either domain or technology knowledge is going to be really helpful to you. So to sum it up, coming year, there will be great influence of Gen AI, value delivery concepts, domain knowledge, and technical skills. So some of these things are going to be very crucial. So what action you will take? What is that something you should be doing immediately? So you should have an attitude of knowing uh, that to build an AI product and to use AI, what are the new competencies that you need to add on? So your agile knowledge will definitely stay, will require, but you have to add on some additional competency. You need to now be ready for a hybrid role. You might have to stretch yourself. In addition to agile, either DevOps or some other competencies you have. More awareness of compliance and regulation depending on the one that you are working on. And most important is, it is not just important that we have practiced agile, but we have delivered what agile promises. So we have lived in an agile environment and we have behaved in an agile environment. So these four changes can actually help you not only to remain competitor, but also going for a premium when you are in the job market. So with that, I would say I am kind of concluded. Let me see if there are some questions that I hear which I have not answered. Let me take them. Uh, I was I was a digital transformation principal management consultant 2 years ago. Okay, great. Uh, so any certification which should be done as a Scrum Master for better progress and knowledge, there will be a special information on that. So there are certain programs that my colleague will be talking about it. You'll get the answer to that question. What is Agile Project Manager? I would say a project manager and Scrum Master combination. Yeah. Project manager earlier used to be a role where there was more than managing a team and managing your work. It was an additional responsibility, maybe financial and responsibility, people responsibility. So that is an agile project manager. Okay. Will be PMI, RMP, or CPM will support these changes? Uh, we see that PMI has lasted. There are a lot of people going for that. And I don't have particularly information. Maybe My colleagues in KnowledgeHut can give you more idea about PMI, how it is progressing. I am more on the safe side and I see agile side. Uh, so there maybe some of my colleagues can help you with more information. But PMI is there. Okay, any certification should be done as a Scrum Master for better progress. Yeah, there are many certifications available, many options available. So let me now conclude my talk by a couple of observations. Certifications are important from learning point of view, accreditation point of view. There are set of certification which are kind of foundational level, which are minimal. Uh, Safe certifications come somewhere in the middle, where they are recognized by the larger enterprises, where there are larger transformation taking place, and then there is an advanced level. So SAFE also provides you a lot of agile product management, DevOps, and other trainings. And I'm sure Knowledge has got some other trainings as well, where you can get some additional hybrid role, where you can play a hybrid kind of a role in your profession. So with that, let me say, hand it over to my colleague, and I can take questions. And yeah, so Yashwant.
Yeah, thank you, Rakesh. So, guys, we'll just roll out a poll. So please complete. So right after that, meanwhile, if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat box so we can take it forward.
So while you're taking a poll, let me say sorry for the small blip I had. There was a outage in my power supply right at that point I started. So uh, it took me a minute to realize what has gone wrong, and then took some time to come back. So sorry for that.
So yes, guys, if you have any questions, so you're open to ask, you can use the chat box.
So as I see,
Mhm.
I'm going to answer. So I have an MBA, safe SPC, PMP, but unemployed. Sorry. Okay. Uh, I can answer question on the thing, but other things I may not be able to really address right now. What are examples of lower level roles in Agile would be there? So I would say that when you're looking at Agile role, you are a team member, you are a Scrum Master, you are a product owner. Yeah, so I would say these are entry level role. I wouldn't call it lower level. They're entry level role, and then you grow into a product manager. You grow into an architect or a senior architect. These are all middle level role. But the entry level roles are Scrum Masters, product owner, and a team members. Any certification? Yes, product manager. There are two certification that I can tell you from a safe point of view. One is a POPM, other one is a Agile Product Manager. There are CSM, PSM programs also from which is given by KnowledgeHut. Okay, so I'm sure there are programs. I'm not sure about the appropriate programs for security and fraud detection. Uh, Yashwant, can I say knowledge hat they can contact somebody for, because I'm sure there are a lot of programs that you guys have, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can, they're open to.
So I would make a request and you can be supported on that. I may not be able to advise you the specific program and appropriate programs. I'm a technical, I was okay. Okay, fine. So uh, see, when it comes to employability and other things, I'm sure upGrad has got many programs to assist and help people in in their challenges, which are beyond training and other areas. So I'm sure there will be something in that fashion as well. And all I can say that. Learn. I have 40 years of learning, sorry, 40 years of work experience, and I'm doing doctoral program, and it's challenging learning. Yeah. And I can see a lot of people, senior people also, doing learning. So learning is a never ending process, and the only way to handle challenges, be ready for it with competency. That's what advice I can give you. So I think on the chat, I have answered most of it. If something is still there, let me know. So on the chat, I see that I have covered them.
We have a new question.
Okay. So, so Sarjeet, you did POPM. If you want to do advanced, if you're ready for it, there's an Agile Product Manager program is there. And as I was talking about hybrid, so you would like to learn about DevOps, you would like to learn about architecture or artificial AI, Gen AI programs. There are many programs are there. So that's the reason why I covered the way the technology is moving, the businesses are moving, so that you can look for your own space in there, not just giving you numbers. I'm a lead. Which agile certification would be correct for my role? So for AML lead, I would say that uh, depending on your overall experience, if you are say 10, 15 years experience, I'll advise you advanced role uh, should be more appropriate. But if you are at an entry level, then I would say that so entry level POPM from a safe framework point of view, POPM, you have Scrum Master, then you have Safe Agilist. These are entry level. Advanced level is Advanced Scrum Master, RTE, portfolio management. I didn't talk about it. Portfolio management is another area. So these are all for an advanced level. So it depends on what is your overall experience. Yeah. So product management is getting a lot of focus, and because of that, product owner and product manager. But as I have been emphasizing, being a pure process purist will not help. You have to be a T-shaped competency, a broad knowledge on multiple topics and a deep knowledge in one of the areas. So product management is going to be a very interesting topic. Uh, and it's unlimited. It's basically unlimited scope of training. So there are two areas where two roles. I didn't talk much about portfolio management, but that's another area at a senior positions. So you want to do a transformation initiative, you want to manage programs or projects. Portfolio management is another area. So I think the chat questions are covered.
Yes, I think.
So I hope I could give you some insight into how things were last year and how things are going to be going on next year. I'm fairly confident. Doing a doctoral program, I meet a lot of leaders, and uh, Agile and AI, they are going to grow like anything. So be ready for it. Thank you, Yashwant. Unless something is there, I hand
Sure.
you over for the next steps.